Right. Right, we got this kind of life today, do we? Okay. So, what's going on with the TikTok? Da-da-da. Hey, TikTok. What is going on? All right, so I'm going to be doing a fair few bits and pieces today. I am currently working on the ears for the Asian elephant. So I'm basically cutting them out, and then I'll be attaching them to the head. So I've got to bend it a little bit, I think. Guess who's here? Hello. Why isn't your cat moving? Well, it's just really well trained. I told it to stay put. Don't move. Don't move. Okay. Bombay lady. Looks creepy. Why? It zoomies. Does it look real? Prognosis. Where did you come up with this? It sort of kind of just happened. I sort of evolved into this. I originally, like, I've always sculpted things, and I originally had like a teddy bear body with a clay face, but then, I started adding the armature and the structure to it. And I did a lot of fantasy stuff in the beginning, but now I'm doing more realistic things, so fake taxidermy pieces. So yeah, I think that's what I am currently enjoying doing, is the fake taxidermy. I really like animals, so yeah, I want to sort of bring awareness to them, basically. So yeah, that's pretty much a quick summary. So I try and pick, aside from like commissions, I try and pick, animals that people might not know about, or a mix of, like, the materials, you mean? So yeah, so this is, the heads are sculpted out of polymer clay. And then obviously this one's going to be an Asian baby elephant, so it looks a little bit weird at the moment because obviously going to have a posable trunk, and I'm adding the ears on like that. But I will be painting this. But yeah, I basically wrap the body in a polyfill, so it creates like a form, a body form. And then I will sew over it with, in this case, some fake fur, which I airbrushed the colouring onto. So this is a Zoomies Burmese cat. So that makes them, posable. And yeah, so that's a quick summary, I guess. So yeah, this one is a little commission piece for someone, and I'm working on a bunch of other dolls. So I'm also in the middle of sculpting a Japanese dragon, so not quite finished. I got to do, obviously the head looks a bit weird up the top here, so I have to do a bit more work on the top of the head here, and also add the rest of the detailing work. So that's a really rough sort of structure that we're getting at. So I only did this part yesterday. But yeah, I've got a whole lot of heaps more details to add, because obviously the head's looking a bit too small up here, obviously, because I haven't built up on it. So yeah, that's a little look-see at the dragon so far. Yeah, I got a flying fox that I'm working on. I still have to do the sewing on that one. Shiranui from Okami. One more medieval cat, and a leopard gecko, and a crystal stag. But I know I really want to, next, I'll put that on the list. Definitely. It's been a long time since I've made a fox, so we're going to do it. We'll do it on the list. I need to do a bunch of Halloween dolls first, unless it's a commission. Yeah, I'll come in the game. I'm doing Shiranui. So this one here is going to be yeah, that one there. You can see the head here. That's going to be Shiranui. So I'm sort of working on the body. How much will a fox be? For something this size, we're looking at $550 US. I think that translates to $810 or something Australian. But I do offer payment plans because I know that's not cheap. So, all right. So I've basically got a wire structure inside of it, and I want to stick it on here. I don't know whether I'm going to epoxy sculpt this or use some different type of epoxy, which I'm thinking that might be the go, because I want to turn that this way, basically. How long does it take? About 20 to 30 hours, but obviously I break it up into multiple days. So it'll be probably 3-4 weeks if I really concentrate on that one, which I do generally give priority to commissions over other things, unless I'm waiting for something to dry, or I'm generally getting a bit uninspired. Sometimes I'll put it aside and then come back to it. Oops. But yeah, generally about 3 to 4 weeks. So not too long for something handmade. What are we doing here? Find that bottom hole. So I've made some little holes in the head here, so I have somewhere to put the wire. I can get it in there. Awkward angle. What's my favorite thing? Probably the poopy cat. Thanks for the follow. I really liked the way that worked out. I really liked my medieval cat series too. I think that was quite fun. What is going on with this? Get in there. I really like doing the stop motions for it, so it was quite fun to do. Where pooping cat? Oh, I thought I'd change it up a little bit. Is that a no-go? I thought people might think I'm a bit weird. So I put the Zoomies cat. Give the Zoomies cat some airtime. Okay, maybe I can actually get this in there for once. I have heard of the Living Dead dolls, yeah. I feel like they're a bit old-fashioned these days. Are people still into them? Oh my god, I can't see this. I'm trying to do it for like 5 minutes. We need to make the hole bigger. You love Poopy Cat? Me too. No problem. See you later. I know. I think that's my favorite. Maybe the angle is weird on this. Oh my god. I can't get this in there. You had a shop filled with old ones? Nice. I remember there was a shop at our local shopping centre. It's not there anymore. Back in, I don't know, early 2000s, I think. And that was full of them. I don't know if it's like a really niche market anymore. Get in there, mate. Okay. Jeez, why was that so difficult? All right, so in terms of epoxy sculpt, so I want to use epoxy sculpt for that. Just chuck this away. I've also got my leopard gecko bits and pieces. So I baked this leopard gecko. Yeah, I made 3 shoe bills. And then I started to get sick of it because there's so many shoe bills. They're really, the proboscis monkey is a bit, I know, but it's like super popular. I have done a sloth before. I need to do like a proper one. I did like a fantasy one. Thanks for the follow. Thanks, Lo. Oh. Let's get a bit of that one. And we need 2 more. I'm wondering if I should actually do the legs out of this one. I might do the legs. Thanks for the follow. I might do the legs out of this this size. And then I think once I've done this, I might try to do a little bit of sculpting. There you go. I have so much work to do on this stuff. And you can go over there. The epoxy sculpt, yeah, it's not bad. It just obviously has a time limit to use it. So Yeah, it's not bad. I like that it's water soluble. Well, please do a save from this live. Yeah, that always goes onto my channel on YouTube. They always repost on there. So you can go back and watch all of them. If you like, if you're that bored, if you have that much time. Yeah, if it's warm, like if it's a hot day, I usually find it starts tacking off in like 20 minutes, which can be a bit frustrating. That is what it is. Okay, so I've got 2 front. Let's work out which one are the front. These 2 are the back. These 2 are the front because they got different sort of angles on them. So, Yanari. These are going to be really fiddly to do, I can tell, because they're such tiny little specimens. You started on the zombie apocalypse. I'm starting to think about Halloween dolls. I was going to do a Cerberus. That's a big, it's a big task, I think, the Cerberus. I just keep coming up with like more Halloween dolls. I do want to do a what's it called? The Death Head moth. You know, the one from Silence of the Lambs? It's got the skull on it. That would be a cool Halloween doll. Okay, and now the head of that one. All right. Let's epoxy sculpt those. My wad of gloves. Yours are the minifigures with them. Bin bunker and soldiers. Nice. Do you sell them or where do you put all this? Okay. Oh, it's starting to look like an elephant now. I have to do a bit of work once that's all secured properly. Oh, it's the wrong way. What a doofus. If someone likes them, sure, why not? Okay. Oh, I hate scooping this part out. It starts to go hard once it's been opened a few, so this part B starts to go a bit hard. And it gets hard to scoop out. You thought I was doing taxidermy? Fakeodermy. Close enough. Okay, that'll do. Fakeodermy. It's very similar to taxidermy. There's a lot of similarities with the processes. So, not that I've ever studied how to do taxidermy, but sometimes I get like TikTok videos that come up of taxidermists. And I'm like, hey, that's pretty much what I do. Kinda, in a way. All right, so epoxy sculpt is a 2-part epoxy. Yeah, I've always been meaning to do a wombat. It's 100% real. Sure. Yeah, I haven't done a wombat yet. I should do one. I'm lacking on the Australian critters. I've made a few, but yeah, I haven't made a wombat yet. Be cool to do some of the parrots, I think. A palm cockatoo would be cool. What else? I mean, any of the cockies, right? A lorikeet, that'd be interesting. So the epoxy sculpt, you got to mix it in. It's one part A, one part B, so equal parts. And then you just mix it around until there's no marbling. I also add a little bit of water to sort of make it a little bit easier to mix around. So I'm going to use this to attach the elephant ears and all of the armature pieces for the leopard gecko. I think the leopard gecko is the second last doll that I'm working on, and I've got to finish sculpting Japanese dragon. No, I haven't done a kookaburra. The birds I'm lacking on birds, I have to say, I admit. I need to do some testing for a couple of different ways that I want to try doing fake feathers. So I don't want to use any animal products. So I used to use like a feathers, like cruelty-free feathers, if that makes sense. They're super expensive and it's also an animal product and I don't want to use it. So I have a method in my head on how I want to make fake feathers. So, well, a couple of them. So I just have to do a couple of, you need to pick a cool bird and just have a go at some different types of ways to make feathers. All right, so let's do little bits. I've got 4 equal parts here. I think this is going to be a little tricky to get it in. Sorry. While I've got them here, let's press it into the head. I don't want to go overboard with it. Of course it comes out, because why not? Put a little bit on here. I totally do a dinosaur. Again, lacking in the dinosaurs. I've done a lot of dragons, but I haven't tackled the dinosaurs just yet. It's just hasn't really been a huge interest. And I don't know why. They're cool. Why did this change shape all of a sudden? Which one? The cat? The cat is for sale. So it is in my shop, if you would, and I do offer payment plans. She is looking for a home. If you want to know how the payment plans work, shoot me a message and I can tell you how they work. So I think I can't remember if she's 580 or 550 US. So if that's Australia, it's I don't know, eight something. But I do offer payment plans. Because that's not cheap. For a reason. I've been doing this for a long time, but thank you. I've been doing this for a long time, so it's taken $100. So it's taken. I've been doing this for about 13 years, so there's a lot of practice that's gone into this, and a lot of trial and error and experimenting with different types of materials and all that stuff. So each piece takes 20 to 30 hours to make. Materials are expensive. Could you squeeze a request? Like a commission? Yeah, sure. What am I making? I'm just attaching the ears to this Asian elephant. I've got 100 things on the go at the moment. So many. But yeah, this one's going to be an Asian elephant. So I'm just attaching the ears with some epoxy sculpt. And then that will have to sit for 24 hours to cure. And then hopefully, with a bit of luck, it will be secure enough. It should be. It dries rock hard, so that's why I like using it. But yeah. So basically just trying to get it all smoothed out. You could just smooth it out with water. Super easy. The weather's weird today. It's like typical Melbourne. Rain, sunshine, rain, sunshine. Now it's raining. It was literally blue skies and sunny 10 minutes ago. A mini Dalmatian? Yeah, sure. It'll be the same price range. But yeah, I've done a few dogs before for people's pets. Never a Dalmatian though, so that'll be fun. Okay, that's one ear. Next ear. A bit more on this one. Yeah, it'll be the same. It's the same amount of work and pretty much the same amount of materials as this size. They're just very time consuming to make. You adore mini ones? How mini are you talking? What size exactly? Thank you for the follow. How mini? Because these are my smallest armature pieces. Otherwise, I'd have to use a wire armature for a really tiny one. And the tiny ones tend to be more fiddly than the bigger ones. So that should be covered. Add the wrinkling. Thank you for the follow. Like yeah, okay. Easy enough. That's generally the size that I go for. All right, let's set them up this way. You not have the patience. I know what you mean. When I first started out, I was a little bit impatient, but you sort of get used to it, and then you kind of start liking spending a bit more time making it more realistic, all that sort of nonsense. You get easily distracted. I was definitely like that at the start, and then I sort of started teaching myself watercolor, and that really teaches you some patience. Definitely teaches you some patience. You just have to sort of let the watercolor do what it wants to do. You can't force it. This one is really weird. I don't know what is going on here. I'm not cooperating, like in the slightest. What is that? What is what? With what? It's called art. No, it's facodermy. It's part of my Action Cat series where I make cats doing things. This one's a Burmese Zoomies cat, hence the weird Zoomies face. And yeah, I also did a yawning one and a pooping one, along with a couple of others that are upcoming. All right, so troublesome one, this one. Normally I have the poopy one up here, but I thought people might think I'm a bit weird having that one up there too much. I reckon this side I'll have to do. Thanks for the follow. All right, so this one I just finished attaching the epoxy sculpt to the ears, so I'll need that to dry overnight, and then I can refine it a bit better. Sorry. Go over there, and then now I'm going to attach the witches to this leopard gecko. So this is 1/8 size ball and socket armature, and I'm using some epoxy sculpt to attach it. So this is my leopard gecko sculpt, obviously not painted. I'm going to go for like the yellow and like leopard spots, like a proper looking one. None of these weird coloured morphs. So what's going on here? Yes. So I'm just going to use a bit of water to attach it. Get nice and smooth. Thank you for the follow. Okay, and then might do a little bit of felting on Shiranui, maybe. I'll start off doing some felting on that. Great. So there's our epoxy sculpt. Oh, thank you all. Leave that to dry. So I got all my little hands. All the gecko hands. We'll see how this goes because they're quite small. So I'm hoping it doesn't make it too difficult to have some gecko feet on here. So I sculpted these gecko feet out of Cos clay. So they're a little bit more durable than polar clay. And they're tiny. Look. Oops. Look. They're tiny. So I'm hoping it's not too tiny to add the armature. Should be fine. Just have to keep it not so thick down here. Thanks for all the likes and stuff, guys. Much appreciated. Sorry. So yeah, I'm just smoothing it out again with some water. I still want this colour to come through. So like this beigey colour. So, sunshine now. Literally raining 2 seconds ago. Now it's sunny. Okay. I'm just trying to sort of smooth out this little ankle so it's not so thick. So I just got some water to do that. And that's one little foot. Is the cat alive? It's pretty still, right? What do you think? Rigor mortis. No, it's fakeodermy. It's polymer clay and fake fur. All fake. You thought it was real. It's good that people think it's real. That's what I'm going for. That's the whole point. That's the point of it. That's it. My job is done. Thanks for all the likes. My job is done. Trophy achieved. It was tweaking. Oh, it is technically tweaking. It is a Zoomies style cat. Just a non-moving Zoomies. Okay. It's like a rotisserie for gecko paws, gecko feet. Thank you for the follow. Rotisserie, gecko feet, rotisserie. That's another one. Ta-da. I don't think I have anything else to attach. Might have made too much epoxy sculpt. That's fine. Okay, and these ones are going to be the back ones. And I've made them like, I don't know, I've looked at images of gecko paws and their toes are always like mangled. So that's what I went for. Mangles. So generally I use, the polymer clay that I use is Sculpey Original, which is a very soft clay. I like working with soft clays, but for these little gecko feet, I used Cos clay, which is like it's supposed to be a bendable clay, but I find it doesn't really work that well for bendable stuff. Maybe I'm baking it in the wrong temperature, but it's a little more durable than regular Sculpey, so I don't particularly like working with it. Not a huge fan, but sometimes I do when it's needed. I'm gonna take one for the team. Take one for the team. Okay. Rotisserie. So for this gecko skin, I'm going to do the same as my other reptiles. And I'm going to sew it out of cotton. And then add the scales individually. And then I'll be hand painting it. So I think the next reptile, I don't know if I have the time for it, but I do want to make a rattlesnake with like a working rattle. I just have to work out how to do the scales, which I have an idea. Again, I need to do some testing. Get out of here. That's the problem with fake fur. It just gets everywhere. On everything. All right. Okay, that's another one. Another one left. Okay, what's next? Should we do a little bit of needle felting? Maybe I'll break out Shiranui. Do some needle felting on that. I do need to sculpt the reflector as well, which I'm in the middle of. I'm not 100% happy with the way it's going, so we'll see. Do a little bit of troubleshooting. That one. Thank you for the share. Much appreciated. I think that's what helps people find my live, apparently. That's what happens. That's what they tell me. Okay. It's been little gecko feet. I've got the poster here. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry. Oh, hello. Your first comment didn't show. Oh, no, it didn't. It must have been filtered. Sorry, I had the postie come. Now I'm lost. The right way? Yeah. Okay, well, I think that's pretty much it for these ones. I must be a professional. Well, I have been doing it for 13 or so years. Coming up 14. A long time. Okay, let's do some work on Shiranui. So there's my leopard gecko. There's my gecko. So that'll be, once all that epoxy sculpt is dry. I don't need any of this. Just gonna launch it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is Zumi's kitty. Different one. Love it. So do I, actually. Not to be modest or anything. Okay. This is my Shiranui. I reckon I will need to make the legs a bit shorter because I reckon they're just a little bit too long. But I'll do the rest of the body. Specific, yeah, it's going to be a leopard gecko. So it's going to be like yellow. If you can see, it's going to be yellow with like the black leopardy spots. Thanks for the follow. So you can sort of see the eye there. Kinda. Thanks for all the likes too. Can't really see it on that side, but yeah. Leopard gecko. Coyote. Okay, let me get. Just let me get. Oh, thanks. Thanks for the heart, me. Okay. What's the cat looking at? Can I make the cat move? Yeah, I can. No, I haven't. Thanks. I'll show you the cat. Hang on. Yeah, the cat can move, so it's completely fully posable. So, you can make it run, do all sorts of things, look the other way. All sorts of things. Move the tail as well. So, yeah, completely posable. Yes, you can pose it in different stands. Yeah, I just have it in this position at the moment. So I have my yawning cat I've got laying down. So yeah, this is my yawning cat. So laying down a little bit. Just it obviously needs a bit of fiddling around to get it into a pose that you like, but yeah, that's pretty much, what you can do with it. What's the white thing that makes them pose? It's a ball and socket armature. So I get mine from the wholesaler, and I do sell it in my shop too. So it's not the easiest thing to get. Just be aware, and it's quite expensive as well. So yeah, I've got some like reels, or I do sell lengths. So I've got reels. They come in reels like this. I've got 3 different sizes in my shop. But yeah, they're really difficult to find in general. All right. Now, I've got some felt. Awesome. So I'll just do a little bit of felting on this. I'm not going to go overboard with it, but basically, I reckon I'll have to, once that's, I might not. Once that's got a belly. So I'll start by needle felting this section here. No, they're sold. Sorry, they are sold. Why don't I do real taxidermy? Because I'm not really into guts and stuff. How many people overseas buy your stuff? Mostly overseas. Pretty much 95% are overseas. But yeah, what's my point doing that? Yeah, about 95% is overseas. I hardly have any Australian customers. But I am thinking of doing more like convention-y things next year. So we'll see. But yeah, it's like 95%. It does have a staring problem. Yell at it. Do I have yeah, I've got a whole heap of, all my dolls are in the back here. So all the ones that are available. It hasn't blinked. It's pinging, Maro. Classic zoomies. What's the country? The States, unfortunately. So it's really annoying that they've put a pause on the shipping. It's really frustrating. They're like 90% of my customers are from the States. It looked real. That's it. Yeah. Staring problem. Okay. I'll just roll this onto its side. Yeah, no. Apparently, they're still sending items that are marked as a gift under $100. Apparently, they're still sending it. Like it doesn't include, they're not included in the tariff. So yeah, I don't know. I normally mark it as a gift anyway because people are getting like import duties in some states anyway. So I do try and mark it as a gift. But yeah, under $100. I normally mark it under $500, so you know. Thanks for the share. It's going to be a spectacular doll, I think, if I do say so myself. Okay. So it's sort of attached on the one side. You can sort of see. And I'll flip it over. I will have to add more segments to tail. It's too short, obviously. Okay. So I'm just using polyfill to needle felt. I don't use felting fiber, alpaca fiber, or anything, merino. I just use the what do you call it? Polyfill works great. But I'm just using it as a basic form anyway, just for something to wrap the fake fur over. Gives it something to sit on, some structure. I like to use a single needle too. It's much easier to control. I think that should be okay. Actually, do the ankle. Yeah, I think it should be okay. I didn't want it to turn out this big, but here we are, making a big boy. No problem. I'm probably not just going to make it for the hell of it, but if you want a commission, I'll make one. No problem. Thanks for hanging out. So just building the body. It's a bit of an awkward view, this one. Okay. What do I make the heads out of? So polymer clay, I sculpt them. So I can show you a little leopard gecko. So basically sculpt the head and attach to this armature. I have done a red panda. Yeah, I had a movable jaw and everything on it. It was really cool, actually. It's actually really cool. I made it like maybe 2 years ago or something. You make yours out of air dry. It's okay. I don't particularly like air dry clay, but if it's working for you, it's working for you. All right. Let's see. I want a little bit of a thicker neck. So, go through this. Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is definitely. That one sold really quickly, actually. Jed had a little movable jaw. I've made three. I made two 2-month-old red pandas for the Calgary Zoo, and then one full-size one. bit of an awkward angle. This is the problem with bigger dolls. Ain't got nowhere to put them. Okay, so bring this up here. So yeah, I'll do all the markings with an airbrush as well. I think the airbrush will work best. If not, I'll hand paint them because they're quite small. So sometimes maybe the airbrush, the airbrush has a really soft edge, so it's not super sharp. But we'll see. Oops, dropped my needle. Come here. Oh, this damn puzzle piece. Whoa. Go away, TikTok. Okay. No, not the kitty. Don't make people think I don't send things. Okay. There. Just realized you're such a Frank fan. Oh, tweezers fell. Looks good. It's got a really thick neck. Thick neck. I'm just trying to refine this a little more. So I basically do it by sweeping the needle over, and it sort of drags it into a more refined shape. So, yeah. So good neck. So then I'll have to go and do the other side because it sort of bunches it to sort of the end. So we have to go back over it on this side, sort of start wrapping it around a bit more. Is your cat okay? I don't know. It stopped moving a while ago. Kept giving it food and stuff, but just sits there. Kind of cute. Super cute. Coyote. This is taking shape nicely. Nice. Yeah, he is. All right. I'm going to build up this bum area a little bit. Thank you for the likes. He's saying some shit. Okay. build this bit up. Thank you for the share. Yeah, I'm a magician. It just takes patience and a lot of practice. Nothing magic going on. Lots and lots of practice. I don't think anything... I know it sounds stock standard and superficial, but it's really true. Just takes practice. I've made a lot of failed attempts at things, don't get me wrong. Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to keep the legs pretty thin. I'm obviously going to build up these little knee muscle, whatever it's called. Thank you for the follow. I hope I have enough fur for this. Oh, there's plenty of white fur. I'm gonna have fun with some stop motion. This is well. Yeah. Like a proper setup, actually. Half-assed setup tonight too. Just trying to smooth this. Start dragging my needle across it. It's got a bit of a bubble butt at the moment. I think I might make the tail maybe like that long. Not really an essential thing right now, but I will make it longer. Is the cat real? What do you think? Does it look real? It's a tiny cat. It's like a pocket cat. Dead. Yeah. You think? I don't know. Hasn't moved for a while. Oh, thank you. Just patience. Practice. Patience and practice. Practice and patience. See how it's building? We're building up. Hey, Clippity Clop, how are you? All right. Maybe I'll leave the felting for that one. I like to take videos of stages, so I'm don't want to stop the live to take video. Anyway, that's what I've got so far. Still got a bit more work to do, obviously on the legs and everything. The cat that is finished looks, oh, thank you. I do lots of things. So this one is part of my Action Cat series. So she's a Zoomies Burmese. She's in a bit of an awkward pose at the moment, but it is poseable. So yeah, I did three cats so far, the Action Cat series, so they can be moved and everything. One was yawning, one was Zoomies, and one was pooping. So this is a Zoomies one today. So yeah, she's a Burmese. But yeah, I do heaps of other things. I'm working on a leopard gecko at the moment. Among other things, there's a crystal stag, a baby Asian elephant, a medieval cat, of course, a flying fox, and yeah, a couple of things. So I might do a little bit of work on my Asian dragon, my Japanese dragon. I'll do some more needle felting on Shiranui tomorrow. I'm also working on the reflector. I haven't quite finished this one, but I'm also working on the reflector that goes on the back of Shiranui. So I'm just like been sculpting the flames and stuff. I did bake this when I shouldn't have, now that I'm working with the flames, but I might go over it. I baked it because I wanted to sand it basically, and I might just go over it with some of this. Anyway, I'll work it out. Or maybe I should do it now. I don't know. Should I do the reflector or some of the Japanese dragon? Yeah, I can show you one of my previous lizards. So basically, this is a chameleon that I did. Basically, I make the body. So I sculpt the parts, add the armature, needle felt the body, which is what you saw me doing to Shiranui. And then for this particular one, I made the skin out of a cotton fabric, so it's still soft. And then I did the scales individually and then hand painted all the patterns on it. So that's a little gecko. I mean, chameleon. This one's the veiled chameleon. But yeah, that's what we got. Posable tail. Everything's posable. Feet. The hands are like slightly posable too. But yeah, that is my chameleon. Chameleon. All right. Now, let's do. So I'm torn whether to do. I would like to do some work on the reflector. But yeah, maybe I'll do that. That's so detailed. Thank you. Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's been making realistic animals for a long time now, so I'd like to sort of bring awareness to it. So I think what I'm going to do is, I shouldn't have baked this. It's really annoying, but anyway, I'm just going to do a really thin layer, I think, and just sort of try and fill the spots that are need to be filled. Oops. What is that? What is what? You judging my cat? Did I decease? Sorry. Did I decease my cat? No. I was trying to think of something funny to say and I couldn't think of anything. No, it's phacodermy. It's basically polymer clay and fake fur with an armature inside. No. Come on now. It's a bit tiny for a cat, for a real cat. I never watch a horror movie. I find horror movies really lame. Is that controversial? It'll come to life. I find them really lame. I can't do it. Maybe that's controversial. Wondering if I should just add like another layer on this of the black. I'm not entirely happy with this. If that cat in the movies, I'm gonna scream. It would just like come up on the side like this. Hello. I'm in the house. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not 100% happy with this one. What size is that? Too small. I need like a dinner plate or something. I reckon I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to come up with a plan and come back to it because I'm not happy with it. I reckon what I'm going to do, I think I'm just going to redo it. I don't know. What is it? So I don't know if you've seen the game Okami, but one of the protagonists, let's call it, is called Shiranui, and I'm basically making it it's called a reflector or a mirror. So I'm basically making that goes in the back, and yeah, but I'm not 100% happy with it. So cool. But I can work on the Japanese dragon. I need to do the top of the head as well. I can always come back to this. So I think like what I'm thinking I might do is roll out a really thin piece of this. I'm just going to take this off because I'm not happy. I ain't happy with it. Yeah, hang on. So I've got a figure on my computer next to me. Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna turn it around. It's that. So, sorry for the weird views. We're back. All right. So I think what I'm gonna do is roll out another piece, maybe, and then just put it on top. And then I might roll out, so I use a pasta roller. With my pasta roller. So pasta rollers are really handy and make it quite thin. Make it super thin. Yeah, it's just it's not how I want it. I think it's a bit too uneven for my liking, and so it's I got to put those flame details on it, and it's because I've already baked this. It's sort of not sticky enough, so yeah, I got to just redo it, I think. So So pasta roller, and this one is super thin. So, oh cool, it's all dirty. Probably pay to actually clean the pasta roll before I send something through it. Cool. Okay. So I'm going to... Oh, jeez. That doesn't work, does it? Okay. Right. Just gonna have to use this to cut it. He just came back to see if he's feeling better. I don't know, man. Still not moving. I tried going. Pss, pss, pss. No, nothing. No luck with the pss, pss, pss. Still just not doing anything. Just lack of it, maybe open. Yeah. Oh, it's you again. Same joke, huh? Okay. Now, what I do? So I need like a big ring. I don't have a big enough ring, like a ring cutter. this bit so I can spread it out a bit. Thanks. Not Harold. Okay. So this will be easier to then attach the flame details onto it. I shouldn't have baked it in the first place. But yes, my intention was to sand it and then so it was nice and flat, but didn't work out that way. Put a little bit here. Not much. Right, so for the flames, I'm going to sort of try and do it out of little worms and then just sort of integrate it into the rest of the mirror. Smooth it out. Okay. Now for the black, I sort of don't know whether to go over it or sort of just paint it on. It might be better if I painted it. But anyway, I've got something to work on now. I do have a roller. Don't know where it is actually. I think it's quite dirty. Yeah, I'm not rolling it. That definitely needs to be cleaned. I'm not rolling it. Fresh polymer clay. Okay. All right, so let's get a picture of. So I'm gonna mix this in. Now, let's mix it in a way. So let's have a look. Now, I have a reference picture. Basically, the flames, what I'm going to do is roll it into a noodle, a worm, kind of a thin one, because there needs to be quite a lot of it. Hopefully I've mixed up enough colour. I don't want to have to try and mix the same colour again. I thought I'd mixed enough. Chop it off here. We need a really thin worm. Okay. Now, we start. What I'm going to do is start off. I'm actually going to flip this image upside down, so 180. So I can look at the flames a bit better. Okay, now flame. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to curl this around. That's what I'm going to do. This will be one of the flames on there. This will be like the big one. And I will do a little more work with, I'm going to lay the flame here, sort of start off with that. So that'll be sort of one flame. I'm going to have to mix up more. Hey Wix, how are you? So I'll just do as much of the flame as I can. with this. Now I have to mix up some more. I'll do that. I'll mix up some more tomorrow, I think. Put that here. And that over the top. Like so. Fiddly when you don't have nails. Alright. Then go it that way. The cat looks terrible. Yeah, it's a chocolate Burmese. That's of any assistance with what type of cat it is. Chocky Burmese. Put one sort of under here. And bigger piece here. It's very pretty. Oh, thank you, Yari. Put some flame down here. That's the last of my little flame bit, so I'll have to mix up some more. All right, that's so far. I have to mix up a little more. I just do a couple of little things on my Japanese dragon, so for the Japanese dragon, what I need to do is to add a little more here. Obviously, I need to do the whole back bit, and I need to extend this head. So gonna use some Sculpey Original, which is the white clay. Just gonna condition it a little bit, get it going. But what I want to do is look at this. Basically, I want to add. Oh, it's super sunny. Can't win. Okay. So this bit, need to do a sort of ridge here. So basically a bit of a ridge there. So I'm going to build up a tiny bit in between the eyes here. Build this bit up here. It's got to be really careful with adding clay to this because it's very fiddly and not at all set. So basically add a little bit down here. I do need to refine this quite a lot. So for the eyes, I actually used these beads for the eyes, and I think they work really well. Okay. Pinch this. I don't want it like that. It needs to go across. And this side. This is a little silicone tool, which is quite good, if I do say so myself. Sort of gets into the little nooks and crannies that you can't otherwise get your fingers in. So I'm going to build up a little bit of volume around the side of the head here as well. Okay. So I'm just sort of pinching the side here, which I'll then add details to later on. It'll become kind of like hair kind of thing. Okay, try and blend it in. So we'll be adding horns to this as well. So I'm trying to take that into account where the horn's going to sit. So I'm going to put some ears here. So I think I'm going to do horns up this way. Horns, and then the ear will go down here. This one is a Japanese dragon, so I'm just sort of building up the back end of it. But yeah, it's super fiddly, this one. A lot of detail work into it. A lot of detail. Thank you. Yeah. I've baked the lower part of it and added it, but I haven't done the top part yet. I just want to get, you know, this all situated. So yeah, a bit more complex than just my regular sculpt. There's a lot of detail going into this one. Just building out some bulk. Yeah. Oh, well, try to be. Try to be. Trying to get this symmetrical. I'll add a little bit. Okay. No, it's not a commission. I've just always wanted to make a Japanese dragon. I've only got one commission on at the moment. So, yeah, I've always wanted to make one. So why not better than to make it now? So to keep pushing it. Okay, horn. Horns will go there. Okay, I'll have to build that up too. All right, so I'm gonna have to leave it there for today. So tomorrow I'll come back and I'll do some more work on something. I'll work it out. Yeah, I used to do a lot of Japanese dolls a few years ago now. So I'm sort of wanting to start integrating them back in. I stopped doing them for a while. So yeah, I want to start integrating them back in to my series, to my work. So, why not better start with a Japanese dragon? Anyway, it's coming along. Look, it's looking good. I like it. Yeah, I'll do some more work on it tomorrow. We'll work out what we do tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Thanks all. YouTube, I'll catch ya.